Find a nice spot. Yeah, that's good as any. Sit. Okay. Alright. Let me pull up my list here. I have quite a long list of stuff to discuss. Well, not too long. Okay, so starting with Call and Viso, I was really hoping that they would actually have more to their missions or more to their involvement in the new war. Not to say that they're just not, they don't have a chance to come back later, but I was really kind of disappointed to see what we saw at TennoCon was basically the whole thing, you know? Like, Viso had a fight with the Jackal, which I don't think was on there, but other than that, that was it. Um, yeah. Um, Call, we really got to see everything for him. There wasn't much more to discuss. Again, really wish that there was an opportunity to actually play as Grenier sometime. I don't know, or a Corpus, both. You know, just a different play style from being a constantly nigh invincible Warframe all the time. I thought it was cool that Viso was able to kill Jackal. That was not something I thought a human, like a regular human or whatever he is, Corpus, would be capable of. Um, Alid really, I think, just kind of got gutted here. Like, both Alid and Vacor Heck didn't actually have much of a job or a role in this story. Neither did the Queens, nor did Frode Beck, or any of the Syndicate leaders. Um, Very limited in terms of who actually got to participate with this one, which I found a little strange. This was supposed to be a war. You know, you'd think everyone would have a chance. Um, yeah, and it's especially, I think, okay, I kind of get the feeling Alid was only there to get the Corpus Alid fan base on board with the idea that he's actually going to be active. Because if you remember, prior to all this, like I think the latest we left him at was he was being forced to run experiments for the sentients and do the analgons. Um, and I was hoping there'd be some development from there because he had been helping us previously, but really I feel like his character kind of got butchered, especially when he was trying to do his normal shtick of negotiate with the enemy to get them to stop shooting us. Right when there was a combined fleet of Grenier, Corpus, and Tenno actively engaging in that fight. You know, that was just silly. That would be a poor decision on his part. And then Viso, you know, said take the shot anyway, and that was basically all we got from the Corpus, period. Yeah, he was absolutely, he had a lot more to do with this war, and he eventually he got turned into a jobber, is what I feel like. I feel like he was only there for TennoCon and had nothing else to do. Um, Teshin, like we said, played like Ghost of Tsushima, more than Warframe, more melee-based character. Uh, but when they put him up against sentients that were mostly floating or flying, and then you kind of expected the camera to be able to keep up with what was going on, it was really hard. Um, the glaive had a lot of problems, and I kind of hope they get to iron that out because it was a really cool idea. I really liked the idea, but the execution was kind of fucked. First off, there was the issue with the prompt giving me the wrong commands based on where my keys were set up. You know, something needs to be done there. There was also the issue of inertia felt really weird when you actually hooked on. It's like you started from zero and then kind of slowly accelerated until you got there. And anytime you could let go of the heavy attack button, and then just drop like a rock. So the inertia was really weird. And then there was also that problem when I was trying to hit the things with the glaive, or when I was trying to hit anything with the glaive, it felt like the target reticule was actually not right on the screen, but a distance away from the screen, like 5 or 10 meters away, so that the glaive would start flying there instead of right in front of me when I threw it. It was very strange. I don't know what was going on there. Um, the elemental gimmick was a little too on the nose. Teshin, I felt like really kind of struggled just for that fact that like he was trying to hit like enemies were um, numerous and kind of just right on him and having to switch from one element to another while they were switching elements got a bit of a gaggle fuck. Okay. Era and Ballas. Era, I really. Man, you want to talk about fucking jobbers. I think he ended up just kind of being a non entity. He had fights with Daddy, he had fights with. Well, he didn't even fight with the Lotus, he just fucking used her, I guess. He had his little redemption arc, and then he died, and that was it. He was literally. Fuck. He showed up for the end of the Scarlet Spear, right? And that was it. He was a one episode bad guy, which kind of sucked. I thought honestly he was gonna come out on top of all this, like being in control of everything. Uh, I guess not. Um, I did enjoy how he included us in his Skype calls with Dad. Um, we'll get to Hunt now here in a minute. Um, Ballas, I don't really understand what he was trying to do in the end. Get to Tau, yes, but the sentients came from Tau twice, I guess. Why couldn't he just like he was already half sentient? Why couldn't he just go back with them if that had been his intention? Or was he on some kind of giant revenge, fuck the world trip? Like I'm racking my brain, and I may be mistaken here, but all we really knew about him is what he was in love with Margulis, and he betrayed the Orokin. That's it. Like we don't know. I don't understand how he got to the point where he was trying to make a fucking warp hole in a fucking sun, dooming the rest of the system to a slow, cold death. There's just not enough there for me. I'm probably gonna have to sit and process it for a few days just to try and figure out what I'm missing with him. Um, because I feel like he just kind of went from being like the smirking, like mustache twirling bad guy of a Saturday morning cartoon to being like the literal end end demon existential boss of a game, and we kind of jumped a few spaces, you know. We kind of skipped some steps. Yeah, there was something going on with. I don't know. I need to keep thinking on him. Um, Genuinely, I guess we could kind of throw the Narman, whatever the fuck that was, in with this. I genuinely feel like we kind of got rushed through that, which is really sad because it was really interesting to see. Because he kind of just made a second Orokin era, and I would have liked to see a little bit more of that. I don't know if I skipped it all because I went with the Drifter or the Operator instead of the Drifter. Maybe. I don't know. I'm honestly, personally, a little steamed that very first mission we got was so good, and then it just devolved almost. It just unraveled almost immediately. Like the mystery of who we were, the little robot assistant that turned out to be Ordis being really mechanical, all the new. I guess you could call them a new enemy type, but it was really just a reskinned corrupted, weren't they? It was really cool. It felt like Star Wars for a few minutes there, and then we came here, and it was just more of the same. And it ended up being kind of annoying more than anything to play as the the drifter. Uh, yeah. So post Narman sequence, some good things. The that being said about the drifter, she's actually everything I've been wanting from Warframe for a very very long time, and I have a huge list here of things. She uses regular weapons, so she had a pistol and a knife. That's all I've basically been wanting for this whole time is to be able to play as like a syndicate member and just run around as a regular human being and shoot guns. Not be a Warframe, not be a super jacked out railjack or anything like that shit. Just be a human doing human things, shooting human guns. She was bundled up in rags, and I think the Drifter set's my favorite set of clothes, period, now, just because it looks good. It looks like something someone would actually wear when you're traveling the fucking galaxy, or the fucking solar system. And she uses actual tools, like a stim pack, sonar, smoke grenades, nothing Void related. Those were all just tools she had on her, you know? Um, No over the top void amp bullshit. No insane parkour. She felt slow. She felt methodical. She felt weighty. You know, like I couldn't look up and then just fucking spin 30 meters into the air. Um, no resources or ammo pickups felt really good. And I feel like we definitely can do more with that. And I've been thinking about that for a long time. I have that kind of set aside as my own little discussion of what Warframe can be. But I like the idea that enemies won't give you affinity, money, resources, or ammo pickups. They're purely an obstacle, you know? They purely become, do you want to waste the time necessary to actually kill this guy? Do you want to just move, you know? Take the farm out of Warframe. That's what I'm saying there. Um, so that proves my theory that small tweaks to the game mechanics can change how the game feels. I already talked about the first mission. I wish they had given us something else. I don't know why Ordis is still here. Like, he blew up once. I kind of wish he'd stayed that way. I wish someone had shot Nora Knight, too. The VA, or the voice actor for the new voice actor for the operator, really, again, just absolutely threw me for a loop that she developed an accent. Like, I get why they wanted to maybe have, I don't know, less English, less American sounding, less Midwestern sounding accent available, but I don't think you should take it away too, you know? Like, I don't want my girl sounding like she's from, uh, trying to think of a town, like Springfield, Illinois to fucking Boston, you know? So I'm hoping that they're going to reverse that in the future so that we can actually, like, I don't know, be less like that. The uh, Archons, is that what they were? So playing through that now, I absolutely should have left Boreal for last. They need to kind of give you recommendations, like when Hun Hao says, "Hey, maybe you should save the owl for the end." You know, maybe leave him for last. You know, because the mag one, the snake was easy. I guess the wolf may have been a possible challenge had I not had a Warframe. I don't know. That's again, I'm gonna have to go back maybe one day and re-experience that. But thematically, I definitely should have left the snake for last. Mag on mag would have been a great fight. Activities and some confirmed cephalons have backups of themselves. Oh, dear God. Yeah, we'll talk about Hun Hao and Stalker here in a second. I got them on there. Um, I don't. I feel like the Archons could have been something else besides just a sentient bit tacked onto a Warframe, because we already have the Acolytes doing the same thing. Um, and I kind of feel like it's a bit cheesy to have um, these super old ancient weapons that we've never seen before turn out to just be fucking Warframes that have been doctored up. Like, that's kind of nonsensical because, again, we've already got that. We've got the Acolytes. Like, if you want to do something like that, Bring out some kind of fucking sentient jackal hybrid, you know? Like, you had the corpus working on this shit. Where did all the research go? Like, that would have been a little more interesting, and I feel like. Because you honestly, you could have kept the same abilities. There was absolutely no point to having Warframe there. They didn't use Mag's abilities, they didn't use Rhino's, and they didn't use, I want to say that was Loki. I don't know what Boreal was. Um, we've already talked about how they named the animals after long extinct animals that we have no idea how Hun Hao knew these things were or how I knew what they were. So we'll give him benefit of doubt. Al's super annoying. Fuck him. Okay. Zeramon 10-0. I got some kind of really, and I'm relieved finally in the end. I don't think we ever actually went to time travel. I think we just went to parallel reality land, which is fine. That's kind of like multiverse is just a hair step away from time travel, which, you know, whatever. We didn't go back in time. I'm okay with that. That was my nightmare. That was like my worst case scenario. The worst thing they could do is introduce time travel into fucking Warframe. Um, but I got some kind of Loki vibes, you know, the TV show, from that video that they showed. It felt kind of condescending, not in that like they were trying to show the one model of time, like perception of time, to be antiquated, but just the entire presentation felt like a 70s um, sex education vibe or something. You know, like they put that kind of tint to it to make you feel like, oh, this is dumb. I'm not going to respect it. Which, you know, they talked about some pretty interesting ideas. They could have been applied a little bit more. I think that was where Ballast was thinking, but I don't know. I was kind of hoping we get more of the Naramon incident, or the is it Zeramon or Naramon? You know what I mean. The fucking. I was kind of hoping we get more, especially when we're walking back through the warp area thing. There was some really interesting stuff there, and I'm hoping we're gonna get some more of that in the future. It looks like we're gonna have a whole other faction set, enemy set of, yeah, Zeramon. Um, of enemies coming up here looking like very kind of fishy metallic monstrosities. Last thing with the man in the walls. Um, I'm kind of getting, and it's looking more and more now that like we have this whole concept of alternate realities. It's looking like we were the catalyst. We were um, the one that shook hands with the devil to get the Tenno rescued and spared from being killed by their parents on the Zeramon, which I'm really don't want. It's already unclear as to whether or not there are more operators out there. We don't know. Like, we assume there are because we play multiplayer and we see other people, but I don't think it's been confirmed canonically besides Rel, and he's dead already, whether or not other operators were still surviving. Um, I feel like it's putting a little too much importance on us. I feel like we're getting kind of turned into a little bit of a Mary Sue, almost, in that we're the ones that started the Tenno, we're the ones that saved the Lotus, we're the ones that killed the Orokin, we're the ones that repelled the Sentients twice, we're the ones that have been saving people single-handedly from oppression and suffering at the hands of Grenier and Corpus, and, you know, a little too much on one plate. I wouldn't mind if we were less important in the universe than that. I I don't think that's the case anymore now. Now it's looking like it was alternate reality stuff. Like it wasn't the Unum looking back in time, it was the Unum communicating with other Unum in alternate realities. That's what it's looking like to me. I don't know. We're gonna have to go down to Cetus sometime and see what the hell's going on over there. Okay, last thing, Hun Hao and Stalker. So Hun Hao was a bit of an oddball to me. I don't really understand why he's still on Uranus, especially with the Sentients coming back. Like, could they not fish him out? Is he dead? Is he broken? Can he not be fixed? He's obviously still conscious. He's obviously still helping. Um, yeah. My note says Hun Hao would be a boomer dad that likes those edgy trucker t-shirts. Still at the bottom of Uranus. Stalker is a lazy asshole. He could have helped us a few more times than what he did. Whatever. I don't know. God, what else? What the fuck else we're gonna talk about with Hun Hao? I've already forgotten. I assume he's still down there now. I assume we're just gonna leave him there at this point, I guess. Yeah, who knows, man. I'm gonna have to look up a little bit more about that. I don't get Hun Hao. So yeah, I really don't know where things are gonna go from here. I assume now that we've had our spat with the sentience. Well, first off, I don't know. I think they're gonna keep doing Scarlet Spear. I know they wanted that to be like a reoccurring thing, but we're kind of out of logical reasoning for that happening at this point, I feel like. Since the invasion's over, hypothetically. And I'd rather not do ore fixes again. Those things are fucking annoying. Though I know there's an ore fix fucking fight on the Railjack map. I feel as though we're going to have a sentience open world next somewhere. We're going to have like a wrecked ship maybe on Railjack or something that you can get access to. And we're going to have like a sympathetic sentience cause next. And the fucking sentients were really confusing to me. Like, first off, I don't know what they're made of. Meat, rock, metal, whatever. They're fucking weird looking. But the talk of like they act like they are like a 1980s nuclear family, you know, like it's very weird how they frame familial bonds and all of that, um, which I guess could kind of lead to like a potential alliance in the future. I don't know. I don't know if the war is actually over or not. That's the problem. Like, Ballas is dead, obviously. We killed him. Air is dead. And those two are kind of the driving factor. And I don't know what else is going on. I feel like there's just a whole bunch of sentience elsewhere. Like a whole bunch of, whatever those ships are called. Morphixes, whatever. So, we'll see where that goes. And as I thought, we are basically back to regular ass Warframe again. We can go do regular Warframe shit. Um, I have a ton of videos to go consume now to see what other people thought of it. I can't say I'm satisfied entirely. I'm going to say that right now. Had we been given the option to actually kill or spare the Lotus, I don't really know what I would have done. Um, her character in itself, I feel like has always kind of had problems. Um, and I've got writings down that I feel like would fix a few things with her character, in that I would actually split it off and make not an Ortis, but basically a permanently attached companion with a different personality who can actually react to what's going on with us at in real time and actually like comment on things that the Lotus couldn't, that she shouldn't, but sometimes she does. And that would kind of distance the Lotus back to being this kind of central command figure for the Tenno, who then I guess could kind of be roped in and maybe have more of an emotional impact when she shows up to save us or something. I don't know. Weird ideas. I need to actually write these down and finalize some of these thoughts. But I feel like she's just back, and we're basically back to where we were at what, the second dream, whenever she left the first time. Um, I can't say I agree with that. I've been talking a lot about what I want from Warframe, and a lot of it is I basically kind of just want Warframe to be over at this point. Um, Not more of the same, not more farms, not more open worlds. I want it to kind of wrap up. Because, honest to God, the game's going on 7 years old now, and there's a lot of really good ideas that are being kind of held down by these old concepts. These old concepts of being a looter, shooter, farmer, of rotations, of needing the fanciest shit and the shiniest gear at all times, of, um, I don't want to fucking harp on the fan base. I love the fan base. I think it's one of the best. I do think that there's a lot of old veterans who need something new, not more of the same. The problem is, though, people keep shoving money into this game. As long as it's making money, it's going to continue existing. I don't know. Whether or not I'm satisfied with what happened in this quest, I'm probably going to have to sit on it for a few days. Um, the fact that it's over is still kind of surreal to me, honestly. I've been looking forward to this for years. I've been looking forward to this all week. I've been looking forward to this since TennoCon. And now that it's over, I don't really know what I'm going to do with myself. I'm kind of trying to check off the list because I'm where I want to be with the Entrati. I don't really care about maxing out there or getting level 5 with them. I've got a Railjack. I really don't want to ever see an Isolation Vault anymore. My operator's fine. My frames are fine. I guess I could keep doing research. I could go back and, like, I'm done with goddamn Nightwatch again, or Nightwave. I'm really kind of out of things to do, and I think that's honestly fine. Like, I plan to not play Warframe for a while. I've been neglecting Gundam Battle Operations 2 for a long time. I've got some other streaming things I want to do. I've got Ghost of Tsushima to wrap up. I've got Bloodborne to play. I've got some models I want to put together on stream. I've got a whole bunch of old video games I can stream sometime. I just need to get OBS figured out. But yeah, I think for now we're gonna put a pin in Warframe for a little bit. I might do like a little Micheless night stream every now and again. The really nice thing, and I think this might actually help me out quite a lot, is the fact that I'm currently streaming. My family is asleep. My son, and the only reason he's waking up right now is because he's sick. He's got a little baby fever, and he's been running a fever for a while. And that's been keeping him up at night. He's not very comfy. He's got ear infection. Um, my acoustics in my house are actually really nice. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've never streamed this time zone because I thought I would be keeping them up, and apparently they can't hear me in the bedroom, so I look forward to maybe doing some more. Um, I don't think I received any angry. Yeah, I think we're okay. And streaming at this time will probably be a lot more accessible to a lot more viewers, and if I'm able to do some more regular stuff, I might be able to build up a little more viewer base. Not really looking to be a big fucking YouTuber streamer or anything like that, but just it'd be nice to have people to talk to. Like Vic, I appreciate you hanging out with me through the last almost 8 hours of streaming this. Yeah. Okay. Final thoughts. I'm trying to condense everything in my head because I'm very tired. I'm ready to go to bed. For being a big quest, I hate to say this, I feel like I didn't really do much. Call and Viso, I thought were like the hintings at a much bigger thing, And even though there was a lot, it felt like the same as just running from one set piece to another, running from a cutscene to another, and clicking dialogue boxes. So I'm kind of, I don't know. Again, I'm gonna have to sit on this, but I feel like it was 8 hours for me to finish, but it should have been longer. You know, there should have been more to this. They could have parsed it out by giving us just some regular ass missions to do. Maybe go rescue some people with the masky things. Maybe go sabotage some shit. Actually, be a thorn in Ballas's side. Um, Scan some fragments for more information about what's going on with Lotus being an Eidolon. I don't know. Um, yeah, that's the other thing. The alignment still ceases to actually have a purpose, which I don't know, man. Like, what are they gonna do with that? They can't. They can't do anything with it at this point. Nothing that'll matter. Yeah, and this is kind of why I absolutely agree that, um, had they used the alignment to actually determine how your Lotus Milky Mommy, I shouldn't have said that, how your Lotus Mommy appeared to you being that permanent kind of choice instead of giving you that choice would have upset people. And I really feel like they need to start making more decisions like this to upset people. Like there's this difference between when they are making a mechanical decision for the game, and it turns out poor. And what I'm thinking of, like Railjack, when it first came out, it was a bitch and a half to grind. It was a bitch and a half to fly and level up, and it did not get good until they revamped it. And then they kept revamping it and kept diluting it, and now it's just another vehicle. It's another Arcwing, it's another Railjack, it's another K-Drive, it's another ship. It's just another thing. Um, so you've got that kind of group of decisions, like when they nerfed Korra and Loki during the Scarlet Spear because they were just too good at doing their job, and then never fixed it again. That kind of shit. But then they have the other decisions of we're going to take this kind of middle flaccid road to not upset anybody as far as major things occur. Like, I would have been absolutely okay if I could not go back and do any of my shit anymore. Like, if they gave you this fucking bridge and said, listen, you cross this bridge, you cannot come back to the regular game. You're you're stuck on this other side, and it's your decision to do so. You know, like a prestige hard mode Warframe. That's what the Drifter, I think, could have been. Um, and instead, she's a cosmetic skin for our operator. As far as I haven't really fucked around with it yet, so I might be shooting myself in the foot. But um, they had every opportunity to revamp a lot of things, get rid of mods. Mods need to go. They are, like, I've talked about this to death. Your weapon doesn't matter. Your Warframe doesn't matter. It's your mods that matter. And that's not how this game should be, especially for how little emphasis they actually put on mods, how little detail they go into with it. Um, and I think, like, what I'm looking at is where I'm seeing the beginning of the end for me with Warframe. Unless they can keep pulling out these bangers, like everyone was hyped as fuck after last TennoCon. After seeing Call, after seeing Viso, after being able to play as Tenjin, everyone was fucking hyped to hell for this quest. If they can keep that up, I think Warframe could be doing some good things. But I'm still seeing the writing on the wall with me. Like, they're going to keep making these decisions to kick the can a little further down the road. Fix a few things, but not give anything of substance. Like, like the big one I could see would be mods. Just delete them. Just get rid of them. You know, put in a whole new system. Go back to the upgrade system. I don't fucking care. Get rid of rank. Who the fuck matters? Get rid of levels. Like, just do something with the formula to change it, you know? Okay. Yeah, you're absolutely right about, like, honestly, I've never, ever cared about Rivens. And it may just be that they've been kind of nerfing things to make the game easier. Like they did with armor scaling for high level enemies. But like I fucking found like the things you can do with hunting munitions kind of invalidates every build. Period. Like I don't know. Warframe can be great with some really extreme changes, but I don't think they're ever going to make those changes. And so I don't know. Um, I'm really going to have to think a long time about where they're taking the direction taken with the operators and the drifter. Now, why don't we have a name, for Christ's sake? Like, how much fucking bungling on the script and the dialogue did they have to do just because we didn't have a name? Let's name the operator. It's not a big deal. We're not gonna name him like Dick Fart or something stupid. Give us like a list of names we can use. We named the Lotus now. Let us name ourselves. But okay, I'm tired. I need to go sit and have a think. Last Warframe video for probably a decent chunk of time. Unless I get bored and decide to farm something up. What's flashing up in the corner? Might be the sun. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It was a hell of an experience, and I will probably be streaming something later on this week. Hopefully something a little bit different than this. I know it's been pretty Warframe intense lately, so looking to do some different things again. But yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for enjoying, and I'll see you all later. Good night. Wait, what the fuck am I doing? I don't know what that was. Holy shit. That's something to play with later.